전 세계 수많은 유튜버들 중 누구나 인정하는 성공한 유튜버들이 있습니다. 2억 명이 넘는 구독자를 보유한 미스터비스트, 1400만 구독자를 보유한 25살의 천재 유튜버 라이언 트라한, 그리고 브이로그를 예술의 경지로 끌어올린 KC 나이스탯. 그들은 어떻게 이렇게까지 성공할 수 있었을까요? 저는 그들의 말과 행동 속에서 공통된 성공의 법칙을 찾았습니다. 미스터비스트는 말합니다.
Okay, so million views of video.
No, you should ask me what helps us make the best videos possible. That's the only question you should ask me. Everything you want as a creator comes from making the best videos possible and thumbnails. Ask how can I make my videos better.
Best way to get views, in my opinion, I think it's better to really focus on quality. If you're a very
Happen to get views, but I think it's because the audience can appreciate when something is made out of love and it's made out of...
It's much easier to get 5 million views on one video than 50,000 views on 100 videos. A lot of small YouTubers, they just post like videos that aren't bad, but they're not great. And they just do that and none of them ever pop off, so they never get an audience, where it might be better to upload half or a third or even like a fifth of the videos, but make the videos you upload so freaking good that the algorithm has to promote it and that, it has to find audiences for it because it's such an interesting and good video.
I'm done striving because if I'm striving, that's where all burnout has stemmed from. That's where my worst videos have stemmed from. And I was like, if I can just stop treading water and flailing, I can actually maybe make a good video. And so that's what I realized. I was like, you know what? I'm going to slow down the pace because whatever it takes for me to make 100 videos out of love.
괜찮은 영상 100개보다 정말 좋은 영상 1개가 더 중요하다. 많은 초보 유튜버들이 무작정 많이 올리려 하지만 진짜 중요한 건 사람들이 보고 싶어지는 영상을 만드는 것. 알고리즘보다 시청자의 몰입을 이끌어낼 수 있는 콘텐츠의 퀄리티가 핵심입니다.
Why is it when you post a video it gets hardly any views, whereas someone else posts a video on exactly the same topic and it gets tons of views? It's all to do with the algorithm, right? Well, no actually. More often than not, it's about humans.
At the end of the day, if you boil it down, what YouTube wants is they want people to click on a video and they want to watch it. By studying the algorithm, you'll learn that you're more studying human psychology, right? What do humans want to watch? What do they find enjoying? Anytime you say the word algorithm, just replace it with audience, and it works perfectly. Like, the algorithm didn't like that video? No, the audience didn't like that video. No, because literally that's it. If people are clicking and watching, then it gets promoted more. And that's literally all the algorithm does, is reflect what the people want. To a T. And if you deny that, you just make terrible videos that are trying to find a scapegoat.
I mean, I think it's really just about focusing on what your audience is. Sometimes you might not know what your audience is, but just listen to them. I mean, I'm very quickly able to tell if somebody likes a video or they don't like a video in the comments.
If you want to be a successful creator, you have to embrace the fact that your audience is not only the final audience, but they're also your focus group. Traditional media, you've got the focus group and then you've got the intended audience. That distinction goes away. Your fans are your focus group. And if you don't listen to them, you're not going to be a successful creator long term.
성공한 유튜버들은 알고리즘을 두려워하지 않습니다. 그는 이렇게 말해요. 알고리즘은 단지 사람들의 반응을 반영하는 도구일 뿐입니다. 사람들이 좋아하고 끝까지 시청하고 반응하는 영상이면 알고리즘은 자연스럽게 그 영상을 띄워줍니다. 결국 중요한 건 사람들이 원하는 콘텐츠라는 거죠. 라이언 트라한은 말합니다.
A lot of people get analysis paralysis and they'll just sit there and they'll plan their first video for 3 months. And any of you listening, especially if you have 0 videos on your channel, your first video is not going to get views. Period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that. So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end and just get to work and start uploading.
Move before you're motivated. Too often we wait for motivation to strike. Whether we want to pick up a fitness habit or start a new side project, we think we need to feel fired up to begin. And while sometimes that strategy might work, most often we'll be waiting a really long time to get started. As author Robert McCain says, the common misconception is that motivation leads to action. But the reverse is true. Action precedes motivation. You have to prime the pump and get the juices flowing. No matter the change you're looking to make in your life, the only thing you need to get started is the first step. That small step turns into another, and then another. And it won't take long for the momentum to build, and before you know it, you're motivated.
Make a channel, make a video, and upload it. I think that is the hardest barrier to overcome. People focus on the equipment, they focus on, I don't have this, and I think the actual most difficult obstacle is putting up a piece of content that might not be your best and just seeing what happens. I think you have to make a certain amount of videos before you find your niche. So often in the media, they focus on like, oh, like this person didn't even know what they were doing.
당신의 첫 10개의 영상은 절대 조회수가 안 나옵니다. 그러니까 일단 올리세요. 그리고 계속하세요. 많은 사람들이 내가 뭘 해야 하지? 고민만 하다가 시작도 못합니다.
Don't really worry about what your niche is. Like, people get hung up on this, like, I don't know what to make videos about. It would be like a writer saying, I don't know what to write about, therefore I'm not going to write. It's totally okay for your niche to emerge over time.
There's a misconception out there that says, hey, I need to know my niche before I can post any videos. I'll tell you a personal story. It took me 10 years to start up my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber since high school. Specifically, I wanted to do makeup. I wanted to be a makeup beauty blogger. I waited 10 years to finally post something. And the moment that I posted my very first makeup tutorial, I realized, oh my gosh, I hate doing this. And you know what really sucked? It took me 10 years to figure out that the niche I thought I wanted to do was actually not what I wanted to do at all. And so what did I do after that pivot? I pivoted and I thought, you know what? I don't really know my niche yet. I had just quit my corporate job. And so I really want to just post videos for millennials who are 1 to 2 years into their corporate job, trying to find their identity. They're going through identity crisis. And so I think about this person in mind, okay? It's not really niche down yet. It's just a target audience. And so what I did was I started to experiment. And one day I was like, you know what? I think that this person might be interested in social media. And so I finally posted a video that seemed out of the blue at the time. It was my first video about Instagram. And that video took off. And today it has 6.2 million views on YouTube. Don't aim for perfection, just do it.
Been told so much in the past to narrow your focus so that way, you know, the more specific your niche is, the faster you can grow. But the thing is, what happens once you've grown, but you're not happy? Like, you've grown with this niche, but now you're not happy. And you're also starting to lose engagement because your audience is kind of just fatigued of you talking about the same thing all the time. So with niching, it does get a little bit difficult to continue to be more and more creative over time because, you know, you kind of just feel like things don't change that much, right? So, layering is a little bit different. It's about taking the layers of who you are and what you want to connect with your audience on and creating your content strategy based off of multiple pillars, but ultimately one base layer, which is going to be your most defining trait and your most defining content pillar, if you will. So for me, for example, entrepreneur life is, or entrepreneurship in general, is my base layer. When most people think of me, they think of entrepreneurship, branding, productivity, social media tips, and marketing strategies. So those are like my base layer. That is what I'm known for, and that is what I...
하지만 진짜 니치는 실행하면서 발견되는 거예요. 계속 영상 만들고 올리면서 나에게 맞는 방향이 보이게 됩니다.
Content about
is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. Yes, there are free cases you can find, but for the average person like us, you know, who don't have these exceptional personalities and, you know, backgrounds in filmmaking, just make 100 videos, improve something each time, and then talk to me on your 101st video.
Well, the improve something each time is the tricky one. How do you improve something each time?
The second one, just, I don't know, put more effort into the script. The third one, try to learn a new editing trick. The fourth one, try to figure out a way that you can have better inflections in your voice. The fifth one, try to, you know, study a new thumbnail tip and implement it. The sixth one, try to figure out a new title. There's infinite ways. That's the beauty of content creation online. There's literally infinite ways, from the coloring to the frame rate to the editing to the filming to the production to the jokes to the pacing to every little thing can be improved, and they can never not be improved. There's literally no such thing as a perfect video.
So I would suggest for the average channel in your first 6 months, aiming to make between 25 and 50 videos. And the first thing I will guarantee when you meet this quantity milestone is that you'll look back on your first video and say, geesh, it requires thousands of hours of practice, patience, and learning. But the difference is, it's better to do all of this in public because you get so much feedback from it. And there are pretty much no penalties, especially when you're starting out your new channel, because you've got nothing to lose. Making these videos will help develop consistency, getting better at video production, optimizing your video content such as the titles and thumbnails, learning what it takes to make quality video. Making terrible videos will not destroy your channel if you're willing to learn along the way.
My brother Van, who's the most brilliant mind on all of YouTube, and Van had this initial explosion of interest because he and I worked so hard to promote his first videos, and then I explained to him, I was like, look, it's all going to go away. You're going to find your baseline, then you're going to build from there. And he's been consistently uploading for a year, making the best work he can make, and now he's really building out what is going to be a successful long-term career. You have all the agency in the world. You don't need anything from anyone. But if you're not willing to commit the time to it, you're never going to find that success.
100%.
특별한 재능이 없더라도 영상 하나마다 한 가지씩만 개선해 나간다면 누구나 성장할 수 있습니다. 클트를 더 정리하거나 썸네일을 바꿔보거나 편집 기술을 하나씩 익히는 식으로 말이죠. 처음 6개월 동안 2,550개의 영상을 올리며 매 영상에서 단 한 가지라도 개선해보는 것이 유튜브 성공을 하는 가장 현실적인 방법입니다. 마무리 메시지: 유튜브 누구나 시작할 수 있습니다. 하지만 성공하기 위해선 사람을 생각하고 꾸준히 실행하며 개선을 반복해야 해요. 완벽할 필요도 정답을 찾을 필요도 없습니다. 일단 시작하고 계속 만들어보는 것, 그게 바로 성공한 유튜버들이 입을 모아 말하는 진짜 성공의 공식이었습니다. 지금까지 하피기슈였습니다. 감사합니다.